This week on our farm in Portugal, we're joined by some very special family, all the way from South Africa. And of course, we put them to work. There are upcycling projects we've been putting off for far too long. And John has a project he's been dreaming up for months, which he can finally get started on. It promises to change life on the farm forever. We're building a swimming pool.
We are the newbies, John, Tara and Crusoe, and we've been living an extraordinary life, committed to making our minutes and seconds count. For the last 2 years, we've been living in vans and travelling the world.
Something's just happened.
I could be wrong, but I think there's two.
Crusoe has already been to 23 countries on 4 continents. We have fed giraffe, faced down elephants, kayaked with humpbacks, and played with meerkats. We've taken some of the world's greatest hikes, visited the world's greatest cities, and seen some of nature's greatest spectacles. We even got married by a penguin, but that's another story. Now it's time for our biggest challenge yet. We've bought an abandoned farm in northern Portugal, and our mission is to turn the overgrown wreck into an off-grid, sustainable place that we can call home. Join us and follow our journey. Be brave, think big, explore.
Hey! What are we doing, buddy? What are we doing?
Every day's an adventure, isn't it, Crusoe? Are you ready? Jump!
Yeah! I think Crusoe's excited. Come, buddy, let's go see if Tinks and Nardis are here.
Today, Tara's cousins are arriving. One of them's an Olympian, Nicole, and Nardis is a rugby player. So we're expecting that there's going to be lots of strong athletic help on the farm for the next couple of weeks. Brilliant.
We're so excited to have them. So Nicole and Nardis have come in from South Africa. They flew into Amsterdam yesterday and over to Porto today. But we're just so excited to show them around, and it's always amazing to have family come and stay. This is the first part of my family that have been to see the farm. So it is incredibly special, and we just cannot wait for the next 3 weeks with them. So Nicole and Nardis arrived home with us yesterday, and to be honest, we just spent the evening catching up and spending some time together. But today, we're putting them to work. We're being very gender rolled. Nicole and I are going to be in the kitchen tackling more of those plums and getting some, I think we're going to make a plum tart, and we are going to make plum jam. Thank you for all of your suggestions over on Instagram, it was amazing. Nardis is going down because him and John have got a very big, ambitious project to take on.
So we are going to be destroying the chicken coop. Not destroying it, but we're going to use some of the material from the chicken coop to build a step in the swimming pool.
The swimming pool, you say?
The swimming pool.
Heavens. First things first for me and Nicole is to make pastry, get it in the freezer. We then got to pit plums. I kind of feel like you guys have the better job. You're going to go and bash down a chicken coop.
Okay, Nardis, are you finished with those dishes?
Finally, John, finally.
Okay,
We're happy to relinquish him, my love.
Alright.
I was just saying how very gender stereotypical this afternoon is, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
You guys are going to go and bash stuff down, and we're here making tarts.
Well, that's nice. Everybody likes a tart at the end of the day. Nardis, shall we wander over and have a look at the project?
Let's go have a look.
This one, guys, is going to be super exciting. Oh, and this is Tara's hat, by the way. Not my fault.
Looks good on you, John.
Thanks, Nardis. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but maybe in previous episodes when we've been walking around the farm, you might have seen this blue box in one of the top fields. We'll go and have a look at it now, and I'll explain a little bit more about what it is and what we're going to do. I think Nardis has touched on it. Okay, so when we came up here a few weeks ago and we were showing you around, we were showing you the fig tree. You might remember we were talking about the big bay tree up there and the plum tree over here. And whilst we were doing that, you might have seen this big trough. Originally, I think it was used to collect water, to water the vines, to water the trees, to water the vegetables that would have been grown here, and other bits and pieces. We are now in contact with a few people that remember this farm from their childhoods. And hopefully there'll be an update a little bit later on, maybe the time when we're waiting for the new baby to come along, and we can give you a little bit of an update about what this farm used to be like and how it was back in the olden days and what we're looking to return it to. But for now, what we've got here is a big trough, a really big trough. And so the plan is to try and make this into a makeshift swimming pool just for now, until we get the property moving in the right direction, and until we decide where we want to put that wild swimming pool. So the plan today is knock down a chicken coop that is a pretty gnarly chicken coop. We will be building a new chicken coop in the future for our chicken and duck, but for now we're going to go and knock down the old one, and we're going to use the breeze blocks and cement and sand to make a nice seating area in the corner there, so that when we filled it with water, Crusoe's got somewhere to wander around in, and we can also sit down and have a nice beer. Right next to this, very handily, is the well. And we don't know what is inside that well. There is some sort of electricity over here as well, but I don't think we're going to need that. We're going to be using our solar panels and battery. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so off to the old chicken coop. You'll see why we want to knock it down in just a minute. It's not very nice. We think maybe once upon a time there were some pigs in there as well, which wouldn't have been very comfortable. Might not have been, it might have been some other animals, but it is pretty horrible. And what we've seen is, I've wandered down here a couple of times and there have been some snakes lying around on the top of it. So best just to get rid of it. I don't really want to use it for the chicken that we've got at the moment. It just doesn't look friendly. Look, there it is. All sorts of stuff down here. I suspect you're going to be seeing this stuff somewhere along the line in a later project, because I think there's stuff we can do with this, but for now we'll just stick it on the side there. Oh, okay. Nailed down there.
Yeah.
Making that look easy, Nardis.
Tougher than it looks.
Yes, it is. So, standard cement sand mix, 4-to-1.
4-to-1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 sand, 1 cement. I think whoever's put that together has used 2 cement, 1 sand.
Yeah.
That has been put together stronger than the pyramids, and given the opportunity, I'm fairly confident that 4,000 years time, if Nardis and I didn't get our hands on it, it would probably still be standing there. It is basically, I honestly thought we'd come over here to this old beat up, rather crappy looking whatever it was, and just go up to the wall and give it a good old kick, and it'd fall down.
Not so easy.
Whose idea was this?
Mine. Sorry.
Oh man. Okay, so I think we've got to find a different solution. Nardis, that's not happening, man. If that happens, we're, it's going to take half an hour per one block.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's a bad time energy ratio.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
Yeah, we need to find a different solution.
Ah, there's movement. There we go. More like 10 minutes on a brick.
10 minutes on a brick. That's all right, isn't it?
Good job, John.
Good job, Bernardus. I think we both had a good old smash at that one, didn't we?
Yep.
Maybe going from the top is the way forward.
Yeah.
So, just so that everybody knows, and you guys and girls sat out there going, why didn't they just buy a massive lump hammer? You know, one of those big long ones and wallop at it, or come back with a jackhammer. The honest truth to that is, we genuinely thought we would be able to walk over to this wall and kick it and it would fall over. That's why we didn't buy big tools for the job. So, our mistake. We should have come down in the morning and given it a kick before we went to the hardware store.
Yep.
Keep going. Stop the time lapse. The girls have arrived with Crusoe.
So why has it been so hard though?
Well, I think Nardis and I are in agreement. The dude that built it put really a lot of cement
Oh right, oh
in
gosh,
this,
I can see it's
in the
like
mix.
piles of it.
But we found a way, Nardis and I, to get the bricks off just by putting the chisel at an angle into the bottom of the bricks, the breeze blocks, smacking it as hard as we can a few times, and then it kind of pops.
Well done.
Yeah, earlier we were thinking maybe we should go and get a jackhammer or a big lump hammer, you know, one of those big long ones.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, but it would have just basically smashed up all the breeze blocks. We'd have just had them obliterated. We wouldn't be able to use them. Or a second idea I had.
Yeah.
When we put the bench in, we should have an armchair end.
Love it.
Nardis,
All
are you still going on that brick?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
It's loose, but not loose.
Ah, loose but not loose.
Yep.
Let me take over. Dude, 29.
29?
29.
You joking?
No, perfect, man.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Just
All
the
right.
right amount that we need.
14 trips each. Should we go and get the girls?
Yeah, I think so.
I think Tara would tell me to get lost.
Yeah, I can expect the same from Nicole.
Yeah.
All right, let's get cracking.
Let's do it. What I love about that is that the chicken coop that we're taking to pieces is at the very other end of the farm. So walking these blocks across is going to be as hard as dismantling them, but that's all part of the fun. So we're going to do it in this corner here, and it has to be like that, isn't it?
Looks good.
So if we have it sort of 1, 2, 3 blocks. No, it needs to be 4 blocks long, right? One more block would be like that.
Yeah.
You kind of want it comfortable so that when you sat on it, yeah. But we're going to also want it a bit higher. So we're going to want it 2 blocks high, right?
Agreed.
So 2 blocks high, 4 blocks long, and 2 blocks deep. So I think two blocks deep would probably. So if it was, so that's 4 blocks.
Yeah.
So to do that wall is one layer is 8 blocks, right?
Yeah.
So 8 blocks, 16 blocks, 32 blocks is too high. Like that.
That's perfect.
That is perfect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. That's perfect. Okay, and then if we put a little arm here, like
That'll be nice.
Okay, 32 blocks. Let's go.
As excited as I am about this pool project, I can't help feeling like it's all being a little bit gung-ho and a bit cowboyish. And I'm not convinced that these boys have thought this project through properly. I mean, what do I know? But really, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not even sure they've checked whether or not there's water in the well to fill the pool.
That is absolutely perfect. Check that out, man.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's going to be perfect, isn't
Yep.
it? You sat here, water in, beer up here.
Lovely.
Love it, man. Maybe it should be a bit wider.
I have a question for you. Do you know whether or not there's enough water in the well to fill this?
I know, but I mean, yeah, there probably is. No?
Should you not check that before you go to all of this trouble? And spend all the time building the pool?
Yeah, we should check that, eh?
Maybe we should.
Okay, all right. Well, okay, so we'll check that. I'm sure there must be. I mean, you know, they filled this before, right? So it must be possible.
Like 15 years ago.
Okay, all right. Let's
Have a look.
Thank you, my darling.
You're welcome.
It's always great.
It's
when
just
you
one
turn up.
comment from the peanut gallery. That's
Yeah,
all.
Always great when you turn up. Thanks.
I can
gonna
tell
be
you're
great.
having a lot of fun though.
It's going to be great, isn't it? Look.
Yeah.
Huh?
It is going to be great. Just needs water.
Just yeah, it does. There you go, Nardis.
Yep.
Hey.
My seat.
Go and check if there's enough water.
Yeah, Nardis. What do you think of that, man?
Good starting point.
Okay, Nardis. So what we've got is we've got this well. There is some electricity here, but I've checked that before and it just doesn't work. So we're going to need to find another solution for that. I've got this feeling that we might have some solar coming along pretty soon, which would be really good. Talk about that a little bit later, but it's going to be a good one. Let's have a look what we've got here. I think this was for the pump. I think there's a pump in there, and I think that's for helping out the pump. So when we first came here, Nardis, when we first got to the farm,
Yeah.
we didn't actually know we had this at all. Like it was so overgrown in here in this field. We only found it when we found that over there, the swimming pool. We didn't even know we had that, to be honest. So it's all a bit of a bonus. Oh, that's heavy. Oh, blimey, that's a long way down, man. Wow. Wow, man.
Anything in there?
Dude.
Can you see anything?
Yeah, I can see water at the bottom, but it must be, that is far, far, far down. Okay, I have to be really careful of that. All right, so I think we've got to get that pump out and just have a look at the pump, see what style it is. We've definitely got water down there. What do you think? Do you think we need to get that pump out?
I think we do.
Yeah, have a look at it.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we can get something similar. But I don't think it's going to stop us from putting the pool together.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Water there's.
There is a lot. Well, we think. I mean, it might be that deep. Just testing the deepness of it. Has that gone in the water yet?
Not yet.
Don't fall in, Nardis. I don't think you'd fit anyway, would you? Is it close or not?
It's very close, yeah.
Okay, so the depth of that well.
The water.
Okay, so that well is about, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5, 8 meters deep, would you say?
8 meters deep.
8 meters deep.
Yeah.
It's deep. All right, so we're going to need some a pump, some electricity, and a pipe.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're pretty safe to crack on with the swimming pool couch. Just go and let Tara know that the boys were right again, and that everything's okay. She's editing next week's video right now. So she's sat at the table just down here. We'll get some more sand, some more cement, a spade, and let's crack on. I love this part of projects. Brilliant fun.
So there's a job that I've been putting off basically since we got to Portugal. If you remember from our earlier episodes, we were left with a whole bunch of furniture, which has been super helpful, but it does need a bit of a facelift. So I've been meaning to paint it forever and ever, and I'm finally going to get around to it because I've got Nicole's help, and it's way more fun with two. So we're each going to tackle a chest of drawers, a side table. There is also a chest of drawers and a wardrobe that need doing, so we'll get to those eventually, but for now we're just going to start with these little side tables. I bought some chalk paint this morning. We're going to sand them down and do a little bit of an upcycling project, which will be nice because John usually gets all the glory for the upcycling. It is absolutely scorching hot, so we've set ourselves up with a fan outside, and hopefully that will keep us sane enough to get through it. Yeah. Wish us luck. First things first is just to rub a very fine, what have we got here? This is a 180 sandpaper over it, just to break the varnish a little bit so that the chalk paint sticks. The really cool thing about this paint is that you don't need to strip it right back down to wood, which was the alternative option that we were given at Leroy Merlin this morning. But apparently this paint will just go on. Now, chalk paint's not my favorite because you get like a really matte finish and it really picks up on dirt and the dust sticks to it. But for the sake of these, I think it's the best thing for them. It's nice and it's quick and easy. And it's not too complicated or too long-winded. And when you are a little bit short on time, a quick win is always a good thing. So I think it'll do the job well enough. Oh, wow, it does look quite scary, doesn't it? What are you doing to my furniture? Do you know what the good thing about the fan is? It's blowing all the dust away from the couch. Oh, that's great. So next thing is wood filler. Now we have had something eating these bits of furniture and it's made it really dusty and there are some big holes in it. I don't have great hopes that this is going to be a problem solver. It's definitely more of a band-aid over a problem than an actual solution. But it's what we've got to work with right now, and so I'm going to go for it and see how we go. Even if we get another couple of years out of them, that's enough for me. Nice. So there you go. We've gone for like I suppose it's like a light rock grey. Nice and neutral. Hopefully it's going to look good. At the drawers, and the paint is a bit more tricky because there's these curves and stuff, so we're definitely getting like a real hardcore shabby chic look. Not sure how I feel about it just yet, but I think we'll get them done, get them in place, and then see how they look. Part of me really likes it, and the other part is a bit confused as to whether or not it just looks a bit badly done. So we'll see.
I like the shabby chic look, to be honest. I like that it looks a bit like done, but not done. I don't know, I like it. I think it fits well, I think, my opinion.
So, there you have it. Drawers are in the first one. I think we're pretty pleased with that, hey?
I think it looks pretty chic.
Yeah, so it does, doesn't it? And a bit shabby.
Yeah,
Look what we've done there.
Shabby.
Okay, clean the area a little bit. There's some of Crusoe's plums. Okay. We've got 40 kgs. We've got 40 kgs of sand here, and a 25 kilogram sack of cement. So we're going to go for a 4-to-1 mix. It's about half a bag of cement and a full bag of sand, and we'll do that one mix at a time, I think, because we're mixing by hand. We don't have a cement mixer with us. We might need to buy one in the future, but today we'll just go like this. Bit of a mix before we start adding water. This will be the first time I've ever built anything like this before. I'm just going to be, I think, just use the imagination. Last night I was trying to think, how do we make arms on this chair that are going to sort of work really well? And I was thinking, well, we'll have to make maybe a wooden frame and use some chicken wire to hold the cement together. Yeah, really, as normal, what we ought to be doing is taking the roof off of that other house. But I haven't fully decided yet how it's going to look. And it's such a big project. You don't want to rush into stuff like that. So what happens next? Okay, we've got the blocks down, everything's lined up. It looks a bit scruffy at the moment, but don't worry about that. When it's rendered, it'll look great. Now we just need to start thinking about what kind of an arm we can have. I was thinking it'd be nice to have armrests. If we have like a block coming up like this, and then we can draw it like this, and then have it kind of like a couch arm, something like that. I remember seeing them in Morocco. If you haven't watched that episode, do go back and have a look at it. There was some really great inspirational ideas from the Riyadh that we were staying in. But something like that on either side of this bench would be pretty cool. I've got no idea how to build it, so it's going to be a bit of a tricky old one. Let's see what we can do. Okay, that's it for today. We're going to let that block work dry overnight, so that tomorrow when we come in, we can start working on moulding those fancy armrests. I've got this idea for cozy chair type situations. Anyway, let's go and have a look at how the girls have been getting on with their project. What's this?
I don't know.
Kidding me, eh?
This is what you call a watermelon break.
Nardis and I are at the top there, slaving away, and you girls are sat here eating watermelon.
You want one?
Here you want one, baby. There you go. Say thank you.
Well done, boy.
We just have to wait for the wood filler to dry on that, sand it down, paint it, and then they're done.
Looks great, darling.
It's all right, hey? But love, it's probably time we wrap up for this week anyway, don't you think?
So with that in mind, and 2 projects halfway through, we love a halfway through project. It's time to say thanks very much for watching again this week. We are so delighted to have you along for the ride, and we hope you're having as much fun as we are.
Absolutely. Please remember that if you've enjoyed the video, it really does help our channel to grow if you hit the thumbs up and give us a like. Share our video with anybody else who you think might enjoy it. Leave us a comment, and of course, most importantly, subscribe if you haven't already. And tune in next week to see if we actually have a pool.
Yeah. And water. How much water is in that well? And can I make a cozy chair out of cement?
Thanks for being here, folks.
Thanks so much.
See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.